Hey, what's up guys, Jack here from Magpie, here with the top 10 bands you must not miss at Download 2017. So we're going to start from the Friday and make our way through to the Sunday, and the first band we're going to be talking about is System of a Down. System, of course, returning headliners. They played all the way back in 2011, and this time they're coming back with a full headline set again, and yeah, you can just expect Toxicity, Mesmerise, Hypnotise, songs from those albums, and they were rumoured to bring out new music, but we've not heard anything new. But it just looks like it's going to be wall-to-wall bangers. I will say, I saw them back in 2013 at Reading Festival, sub-headlining, and they were great. They played like 20 songs in the space of about 90 minutes, which was great, and I wanted to see them on a headliner ever since. But this time, I really wanted to see new music from them, and I think, you know, the last time they brought out new music was probably, you know, a decade ago now, which is a long time coming for a band like System of a Down. And I think that new music really would have helped this set and really would have helped the buzz and the hype around the set itself, but it looks like we're not going to get that. But you can always expect Surge and Co to bring their A game. I mean, they're not as good since they got off the drugs, but I mean, they're still fantastic. So definitely head down for your Friday main stage headliners, System of a Down. Next up, we've got the band with one of my albums of the year so far, Code Orange. Playing on the Avalanche stage with a load of other cool bands that are playing that day as well. Code Orange are really bringing that doomy, hardcore feel to Download Festival, and I feel as if this is going to be a huge set for them. There's loads of hype over here in the UK for their new album, and they played with Gojira on their latest headline run, and I feel as if they got a lot of hype behind them then, but to see them at a festival in a tent is going to be absolutely off the chain. So if you're interested in seeing Code Orange, check out their album Forever and check out our album review for it as well. It's up on the channel. Harry did that review to give you a little insight on what they're all about. As I said, there's loads of other cool bands on that Avalanche stage, and next up we've got hardcore meets pop punk, 4 Years Strong. All I can say, 4 Years Strong, they're super fun, they're super riffy, and their breakdowns are just heavy but at the same time super bouncy, super fun as well. So this is like such a good vibe for them, like a festival appearance is such a welcome for them. They're so easy to latch onto, so easy to just get involved and that sort of thing, so you can definitely expect a good time if you're going to see 4 Years Strong. And this is like a sort of shift that you can see Download and moving towards that slam dunk scene. 4 Years Strong is sort of the epitome of that, sort of bringing that hardcore element, but they're really punk, they're really pop punk and that sort of thing. It's something interesting as well. They're playing 2 sets on the Friday, 4 Years Strong are playing an earlier set and then their actual scheduled set later on in the day. So if you miss them once, you have no excuse to go see their second set. So those are your Friday bands. Moving on to Saturday, we're going to the main stage, early doors, one of the most exciting bands in the world right now, Creeper. Now, I've talked about their music enough, but I feel as if this set could be a real crowning moment for this Eternity in Your Arms album cycle to play the main stage at Download Festival. It's the first time that they played a big main stage open air festival, and I feel as if this is going to be a huge set for them. If you're struggling to see bands on that day, just think emo meets goth meets horror punk meets punk. Bands like AFI, Misfits, those sorts of bands, definitely throw in the mixer. Creeper are your band for the Saturday. Now moving further up the bill, on the main stage again, we've got A Day to Remember. Now here at Salute Magpie, we're long-term fans of A Day to Remember, seeing them all the way back in 2010, and that growth from those small rooms, moving into the academies, and then recently on their headline run, they played arenas all around the country, and they sold really well as well, which is great to see. And A Day to Remember now moving up the festival bills as well, from second stage headliners to third from top, and now they're sub-headlining. Now when I think of Day to Remember, festival appearances always remind me of the most funnest times I've had at festivals. You think of Zorbs and confetti cannons, t-shirt cannons. They just bring all the party, all the fun in the world, and you know, to sub-headline as well is such a huge thing for them. And you know, you think next 5 years they're definitely up there to be one of the headliners of the future. Now talking about a band's growth, moving up the festival bills, moving through the venues, you've got to look at our Saturday headliners, Biffy Clyro. Now Biffy Clyro are a huge UK band. They play arenas consistently for about 2 or 3 years since their album Opposite, and Ellipsis only cemented that place in the arenas and now cementing their place as festival headliners. People are giving them stick about headlining, but Biffy Clyro are one of the the bands that grinded out their way throughout the festival, you know, going from the smaller tents, making their way up and up and up, and now they're headlining, and people are giving them stick about headlining because they're not metal enough, or they're not this, they're not that. But Biffy Clyro are one of the most influential alternative bands of this decade, I would say. You know, you think back to Puzzle and Opposites and Early Revolutions. Those are big albums. They've made it in the mainstream, they've made it in the underground scene, and they're one of the most hard-working bands, and if anyone else deserves it, it's Biffy Clyro. And they've done it before and they'll do it again. You see their sets at Red and Leeds, Radio 1 Big Weekend, Tea in the Park, those sorts of festivals. They bring huge production, huge songs, huge sing-alongs, and you're guaranteed to have a great time standing there with your mates, singing your heart out to all the songs that you love. And Biffy Clyro have that in absolute spades. And then moving your way back down the bill, you've got the 100. This grime meets hardcore, and it's a really cool mix. And they've just released an album, Chaos and Bliss, with some good tracks. Monster, their single, was really cool. And yeah, we just got to see what those songs sound like live, and whether people have latched onto it, and whether people are gonna really get behind this band like they did before with the EP. It just feels as if there's been a bit of time in between then and now, and yeah, we'll see whether the hype is still real for the 100. Now moving on to Sunday, second stage, you've got Clutch. If you've been to Download before, you're guaranteed to know about Clutch. Some real heavy bluesy riffs, some really nice hooks as well. They're really quite accessible for, you know, the wider scene. So if you've never heard of Clutch, definitely check them out if you're into some more heavy riffs, some bluesy riffs, and real soulful singing as well that's thrown in there. If we talk about Clutch, we can't go without mentioning their lead singer Neil Fallon. The guy is just an absolute machine, great live vocalist, and if you see any live videos, he's just a cut above the rest. Sounds exactly like the record, but better, if that's possible. So yeah, playing the second stage on a Sunday, a band you don't want to miss, Clutch. Next up, we've got another Salute the Magpie favourite on the Avalanche stage on the Sunday again, Basement. Now this is another example of that shift that Download are making towards the more slam dunk Warped Tour scene. They're bringing, you know, bands like Basement, Moose Blood, Touche Amore, those sorts of bands coming over here, playing Download Festival, which is considered a rock and metal festival, not so much punk, although it has been there in the past, but newer bands especially are underrepresented. And then Basement are just one of those other bands, emo grunge, really cool band, really good vibes, some hardcore elements thrown in there as well, and the crowd always goes off for them, so make sure you check them out on the third stage, the Avalanche stage, on a Sunday, Basement. And if you stick around on that stage playing after Basement, you've got the headliners, the Dillinger Escape Plan, with their last ever UK performance. Now Dillinger, a huge punk band, the roots go all the way back, and they're one of the most energetic, one of the most raw bands going, and it's a real shame that they're playing their last ever UK performance. I'm definitely going to go see them. You know, they bring the energy. You see some of the live videos and they're all over the place. The music is hectic, it's energetic, and it's just crazy. But seeing them in an environment, a Download Festival, seems quite fitting for them. And yeah, I think it's going to be a great performance, and one that you do not want to miss, especially because it's their last performance, but because they're a fucking great band. So there it is, 10 bands you do not want to miss at Download Festival 2017. So drop a comment down below if you're heading out to the festival. The Salute the Magpie team will be there in full. And if you catch us at the festival and you see us, come over, say hi, and we'll buy you a pint. If you want to know more about us, make sure you check out our links in the description for all our social medias as well. Also, while you're down there, make sure you drop in a like on this video if you're stoked for Download, and giving us a subscribe as well. I've been Jack from Salute the Magpie, and we'll see you next time.